Hey there, and welcome back to another episode of my continuing obsession with begonias. In today's episode, we're going to introduce you to three of my newly acquired begonias that I'm adding to my collection, as well as we are refreshing and I'm going to say upgrading a terrarium build that I did back in November at a local my local chapter of American Begonia Society, the Pacific Northwest chapter. But first off, let's pop into the greenhouse, check on what's growing, what's happening in the greenhouse, and then I want to give you an update on those begonias that got hit by that powdery mildew back in December when I was gone for a couple weeks, so you can see how well they're doing. So let's jump to the greenhouse first. Well, first of all, let us talk about the giant banana in the room. This thing is waking up much quicker than I had anticipated. I have never overwintered one. I've never had one in the past. It's a red obsidian banana that I took out of the garage and put in the greenhouse. So that's why we are filming in the dining room today instead of in the greenhouse, because I just don't have the space. So just because, you know, I love the luxurians. These are the ones that I'm growing from propagation. They're doing very nicely. Ooh, but check out, I was at the indoor plant festival held by the Northwest Orchid Society, and I found three more luxurians. Two of them I'm going to grow. One I'm just going to chop up and propagate. But you may have recalled I am propagating some other begonias. And not a lot of action. Some signs of new life. My Manaus doing really nicely. Oh, and my Umafolia dark variant has put out some more leaves. And then I got a little smooch down there too that's doing nicely, as well as some other propagations. Never mind this. Oh, check it out. Pineapple growing. Just tore that top off of a pineapple last fall and put it in soil. And then we have some more over here. These all seem to be doing quite well. I'm very confident and hopeful that they will. My seed from Colombia, that's not a begonia, obviously. Or maybe it's not obvious, but it's not a begonia. I don't know what it is. And this, what was left of all of these when I chopped them back. And I'm hoping something will come out of this. This was the main stem was very broken, so I didn't think it would live much. And let's take a peek under the lid here. We've got signs of life in there. Got a couple things happening in there. Very excited there. What do we got going on? Oh, my Bipinifida that I chopped back in my terrarium inside still looks very firm. So I'm hopeful. And then this is leaf cutting from a Manaus and a leaf cutting from possibly a Withlacuchi. Maybe not. Actually, I don't know what that is. I'll have to check back and see what I got going on. And then in here, ooh, nice new leaf on that U485, I believe that is. Oh, and my seeds. You gotta check out my seeds. These suckers need to be potted up. Look at those. My seedlings are growing. Now the bummer is I didn't make real good choices when it came to remembering how to mark things. So some of these are U503 and some are an unknown. These are seeds I acquired from the American Begonia Society seed bank. Really kind of cool. You pay $2, they send you seeds. So these will need to get potted up, but I'm very, very excited for these. Can't wait to see what they grow into. Okay, well, that's enough in the greenhouse. I'll leave you with pictures of the Jean Daniels in bloom and maybe a little side action of a tuberous begonia growing nicely. let's pop into the spare room where I've been rehabbing those begonias that got hit the hardest by the powdery mildew. And we're back. Here are those begonias, as I said, that got hit the hardest by the powdery mildew. I have a griffin that is doing well, but the one I'm most pleased with, look, this griffin is doing very nicely. I have a lucerna over here. This was a cutting off of my wife's mother's plant, and this is that plant. They were both doing absolutely amazing until I was a bad plant parent and they weren't. But now they're coming back. Oh, and check this out. My Jiewhoei really seems to be loving life. Full and gorgeous. We have a few other things down here. Ooh, my omofolia. Oh, I can't wait for that to do much better. And my, oh, I forget the name of it here. Let's check it out. Lunaris. My Lunaris continues to do well. So we have signs of life. Things are coming back. Maybe not humid enough for my brevomosa. It's getting some crispy leaves, but there are new leaves coming out. So we're just gonna see what happens and let that go. Okay, let's get on to our introduction of our 3 begonias of the week, as well as refreshing that terrarium. Okay, so let's get to some action, some things happening. What are we going to do today? Well, as you may recall, back in November, I created this terrarium. I put 3 begonias in it. Check out that one. That is Prismatocarpa. Yes, Prismatocarpa has these amazing little orange flowers, and it is just going bonkers in there. And then, sadly, the other 2 begonias that I put in there are not thriving. And, well, I was at the Indoor Plant Festival, hosted annually by the Northwest Orchid Society, and I found a couple begonias that I'm going to put instead of in here. However, there's some things that need to happen. First of all, I have let that Prismatocarpa just go bonkers. This is the first time I'm opening this since November. I sealed it up and I just kind of left things. I am thinking that A, either these begonias are just difficult to grow and I just don't have the skills yet, or B, I gave them the wrong lighting, because I believe that the humidity is fine in there. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to give this terrarium a little maintenance, and then we're going to put in some begonias. Let's introduce you to the begonias we are using today. This one I found at the Houseplant Hub in Forest Grove, Oregon earlier this week. It is a rhizomatous called Tiger Kitten. Now, what I was able to find on this rhizomatous begonia is that it prefers high humidity. It likes lots of light. That's what this is going to get. Lots of light, no direct sunlight, obviously. In a terrarium, it would just bake. So we're going to go with Tiger Kitten, and that can get quite tall. So I'm guessing, because it's going to grow amazing, like all 3 of them are. But I'm guessing that here in a couple months, I will be cutting that back, maybe chopping off pieces of the rhizome and getting that propagated and shared with friends and anybody else that might want one. Then, what I found up at the Northwest Orchid Society, and these 2 I got from a stand called Dew Violet. This first one, and I'm not even going to try to pronounce it because I know I will butcher it. But look, it is spelled somewhere, maybe down here. Begonia, Jiewhoei, and it has these amazing little green leaves, white dots, And what does my note say? This is endemic to Malaysia, loves high humidity, and in nature, it grows on limestone cliffs, but some of the articles that I've been able to come across on this is that it will grow fine in a terrarium. So we will see. I think the drainage is good. We'll monitor that, and if need be, we'll rip it out and do something different with it. Then, only because it had orange flowers, and it fell, the petal fell. But check out this little guy. This one, and I'm gonna try to pronounce this one. No, I'm not. Staundtii. Staundtii. Look at those leaves. Now this can get quite large, so I am hoping it will outgrow this terrarium, and I can do something, get some more options out of it. But it has this fuzzy leaf, really great texture. Again, it likes high humidity is what I'm told. So terrarium is the best bet for me. Oh, and I didn't mention this earlier one. This is also a type of eyelash begonia, so it should get some nice little whiskers at the edge, and it'll have a little bit of that escargot curling into the center. So now with the begonias that are currently in the terrarium, you'll recall here, I'm going to put a picture here somewhere in editing. Maybe I'll stand over here and we'll put it over there. You can see what it looked like when I first got it. And now you can see here, there's just barely a little green. They're not completely dead, but there's barely a little green. Ooh, I can feel the humidity in there. Let's take a look and see. You know what? I am going to pause so you can see what I am seeing from my angle. All right, so here we have it. So first of all, here, let me find something to point with. So, right here is the remnants of, I believe that is henrilaportei. Henrilaportei. And over here, with a little bit more life, would be Bogneri. So I'm going to remove these two, but first, this Prismatocarpa. It is, I'm speechless. Look at it. All right, so let's get to it. Okay, so the first one we're going to work on is cutting back this Prismatocarpa, trim that up, and then try to propagate some of it. It looks to me like there's some root action growing on a lot of those stems. Perhaps it's too humid for it. So I am using Sunshine Mix number 4. That was what I had available. So we will see how that works. So I've pre-moistened it, and then we're going to get in there and we're going to see about chopping some of it off. Can I get this in here? Yeah, I might be able to. So just to sanitize my scissors there. And you know what? I may use this one as well. Actually, that one might actually work better. I went and I got these 4 terrariums, and then I typically haven't been using them much. So let's see what we can do here. Well, it's just flowers. Oh, there we got some. Oh, look at that. We'll get that in there. And see what else we can get in there. You know what, I'm just gonna I'm gonna cut a big hunk off. You know what? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cut a big hunk off. Well, I say that, and then it looks like I just got some little, I got a little leaf. Oh, there it is. All right, well. I'm gonna futz with this. I may, in editing, either fast forward or cut pieces of this out, because watching me struggle, I don't know, maybe you'll find it entertaining, but I find it agitating. Get these leaves out of here. Trying to take my time and do it right. And try to open up some space so that I can work with these two other ones that I helped to remove. What's that? Oh, okay, there's another one. Burr, 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 burr. All right, let me take a look. Boy, I think I need to get a cloth in there and clean that out. Little remnants there. So you can see it's getting a little bit thinned out. Trying to, I don't have a lot of experience with terrarium maintenance, so we're just kind of learning together as we go along. All right, you know what? I think I'm going to call that good, and that way we can give it a little time and see what it's going to do. So I am just simply with, so I've got quite a bit of material here. I'm not going to use it all, but take a look there. See? So I will get some of this in the soil. And then we'll monitor that and see what grows, what doesn't grow. And then who knows, maybe we'll pot it up and share it with friends. Because I don't have space to have a bunch of these in random terrariums all over my house. I do like the little orange flowers, don't get me wrong there, love them. But who needs all those? We need more different ones. All right, ooh, look at that. That'll fit right in right here. And then this one, you know what, we're going to just trim all this tall stuff off. So I can just get all that look like air roots or something. I'm gonna just get them all right in there. And I'm gonna put a little soil right on top of that. I'm going to add a little more water to the top. And then this will sit in a shelf with some good light. I will check on it over the next couple days to check to see how much moisture is collecting on the top. If it gets too many big drops of moisture, then I know it's too wet, and I'll open up for a couple hours a day. Otherwise, if it's just a nice fog, well, then that's probably a good spot to be at. Now, this container does have some little vent gaps. It was just a takeout container. So I'll have to check it a little more frequently just to make sure that it's not drying out. So that is our Prismatocarpa. Now we need to fish out these other guys. First of all, let's take out this decoration, which was just a rock. We'll put that back in there. And then, how are we going to get it? I wonder if I can scoop that sucker up. Let's see. Let's go at it two-toned. Reminds me of that Mrs. Doubtfire movie when she's trying to fish her teeth out of that glass of water. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Okay, so, boy, that's a sad looking little sad looking little booger there, but there's just the tiniest bit of green still on it. So we're gonna push that, we're gonna set that in that soil. It's damp. And then we are going to put a lid on it so it can be nice and, well, humid, because that is a humid loving option. Now let's get this. Oh, my phone fell down. Okay, so let's see here. Let's go like this. Not exactly sure how that happened. Hope no one was injured in the fall. Okay. Oh my gosh, that was unexpected. My phone fell off of its tripod. So I can't wait to see that in editing, to see what that looked like for you guys. So I hope no one was startled or injured. If you were all wearing your seatbelts, you all should be fine. So now let's get this Bogneri out so we can get it potted up. This one is looking definitely a lot better than that, what do we call that other thing? Henrilaportei. That sounds like an actor. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. Oh, look at that. I just broke it all up. A little bit more here. Is that another piece? No, that's not another piece. What is that? Well, we'll just leave that there and see what happens. There's some little piece of green in there. Okay. So, I don't know if you can see that, but it looks like salad. I probably just completely jerked it up and have messed it up. But I'm gonna make a little divot with my little spade. I'm gonna set the parts that had the roots just inside. It actually looks like I got 3 in here now. But we're gonna put a lid on it. Keep it somewhat moist, humid. We're gonna monitor the moisture on the top of the container to tell us whether or not it's got the right moisture in it. So now the fun. We get to put these begonias in here. So I am going to put, first of all, we're going to go with the tiger kitten. Let's fish that little bad boy out. Let me move this one rock though a little bit, because I think we're going to need the space. And I'm just with my finger, I'm going to make a little pocket to set it in. We'll see how much soil comes out of here. Oh my gosh. And you're fumbling. Okay, here we go. So we do not need this much soil. So I'm going to carefully break away. In my experience, whenever you're futzing with potted begonias, you want to be very cautious how much you disturb the roots. They're a fickle creature and they don't like being futzed with or their roots disturbed. So let's set that down inside. See about moving some of the soil there. Okay, let's see. You know what? I'm going to add a little bit of soil. When I made the terrarium, we only put, maybe a 1/2 inch of moistened perlite, and then another maybe 1.5 inches of soil, and I think we were using sunshine mix number 3 because that's what we had. And I want to try to get, okay, I might have just snapped the rhizome. We'll see in a couple of days if I just killed that sucker. All right. Next, we are going to, I think I think I want this one off to the side, and then this one, because the leaves are going to get bigger, I want that sucker right in the middle. So let's do this one next. I have a little piece of green something growing there. I don't remember what the plant was, but it was a non-begonia somebody brought in. We just added it to some of the terrariums. All right, so I have dug a hole for it. Now let's pop that out and see what happens. Oh, this had a self-watering little wick thingy in it. Oh. Oh, that's really sad. So this begonia I bought doesn't even have roots on it. It's got one little root. Makes me think that, I've been duped. I don't know. That's really quite frustrating. Yeah, that's really quite frustrating. So we'll let that lean up on that rock. There was that one little piece of root. Now I'm afraid to open up this thing. But we're gonna. Here, let me remove this one leaf. Make a little divot for it. How do we want to do that? We'll go like that. Oh, again. Okay, well now I actually see some roots here, so we're gonna keep a lot of the soil that came in with it. Maybe it'll be happy. If I can sneak this in without breaking the leaves too much at all. Who knows? Okay. All right. Oh, okay. Edge of the seat sort of stuff. Very exciting. Okay, let's see if we can move some of this around. The soil. Oh, still want to see my rock. Just using the spade end of this thing. Okay. I want to see my rock. Let's take that out. All right, let me take a look now. What have I done here? I need just dirty on the inside. For more of those. The Prismatocarpa, oh my gosh, it's just been blooming forever, ever since I got it. So some of the petals dried to the edge of the glass, so no one sees that side anyway. All right, let's take a look. Oh, that looks very nice. I'm going to try to see about, do I have room for this rock again? Yeah. You know what? We made room, and then I'm going to move one of my other little rock features over to this side, just so we can see that. All right, so there you have it. This will be nice and humid. It felt pretty good, though, because I've had it open. I'm going to check on it in a couple days and see what kind of humidity we've got going on in there. So possibly I'll need to add a little bit of moisture to it. But other than that, this I'm going to call good. I will clean off the outside, put it back. It is underneath a grow light, so it's getting some light. So, all right. I think I drug that out just about long enough. So this has been an introduction to 3 new begonias, 3 new opportunities for me to kill something that requires high humidity. But then you got to see some of the amazing things going on in the greenhouse. And then we've changed out this terrarium a little bit. And if I can make this terrarium go, then I'm going to start looking at perhaps making another terrarium. So, but I'm not yet confident that I can grow terrarium begonias but I will continue to try, because that's what we addicts do, is we just continue to try. And until next time, thanks so much for watching.